Web services.
Web services, okay.
Yes. I was thinking, guys, because now the I have the work has started, right? So can we continue these sessions on the weekends only? Like it's getting really hard for me to take classes during the weekday. If it is
Yeah,
possible, we
let us do that. That's a good question. Umed and Vipula and Sagarika, right? If you guys are okay, right? So we have, I think, 3 holidays, right? Like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right? Yeah. So I think we can spend long hours and you can just finish it off if you guys are okay.
yeah, I'm okay with that because it's really getting hard for me. I have office work to do
Yeah,
as well.
office work, right?
I'm
I
right.
understand that.
Yeah. So I would prefer, but it all depends on other folks also if they can.
Like every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or only this weekend?
No, we can finish on this weekend itself. Sagarika.
Oh, everything will be done?
Yeah, it will be finished. So we spend long hours, no, we can finish it off. Yeah.
But I would recommend
But,
that you can just
uh,
do another
do-
weekend.
So is it including with application interface as well? Sorry, application
Yes,
CA.
yes, Vipula.
Oh, okay.
Application integration is very simple. It's not complex, but yes, data integration covers many things. Yeah.
So I would recommend that we should continue another weekend, not in like, no, I don't know. I mean, I am able to process all the 3 hours and 3.5 hours at a time or not. But I'm thinking like if I can continue this weekend and next weekend, we can finish. So I'm okay with that. If it doesn't want to take weekdays class also, I'm fine. But this weekend, like 2.5 hour, Saturday, Sunday, and then next weekend, whatever, So is that okay? Or I don't know,
Yeah,
3 hours?
Vipula also need to confirm this.
Yeah. So, I am okay with whatever Sagarika suggested. 3 hours is very long.
Yeah, very long, and then so many things I need to process at a single
Yeah,
time, and then
two
next day
hours.
also we have class. Like next day also we have class, so I cannot even review the things we taught on Saturday and come on Sunday, no. So that's what I'm thinking. Like this, like another 4 days, right? This Saturday, Sunday, next Saturday, Sunday. So we'll split whatever is left over. We'll split it to 4 days. So is that okay, Umair, for you?
Yeah, that is fine. I mean, I'm okay to take classes on the weekends. Now it's really getting hard for me during the
Yeah,
week.
weekdays also, if you don't want, that's fine.
Yeah.
I also need at least 2 weekday, like this week, sorry, coming weekdays, and then to gather some kind of doubts for Nashima, because till now I'm just following, So, so that's fine. So I think weekdays class we can drop. Weekend we can take Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. That's fine. Then
Sure.
I'm. But Nashima, try to understand. I cannot process so many things together, without practicing, without going through. So I
Yeah, I
cannot.
understand. That's fine.
Yeah.
That is fine, Sagarika. It's a flexible. So I thought, okay,
Yeah.
you'll have recordings, right? So you can just play on.
What time are we
Fine.
meeting this weekend?
Yes, I think we can. Tomorrow we'll have, right? Vipula, Sagarika. Umer is ready
Uh,
anyway.
Yeah, but
Friday
what
evening.
time are we meeting? At EST will be like 9 a.m. EST for 2 hour session.
Yes, today
to,
evening, right? Like that's the 7. I think we talked about 7 p.m. IST, which is 8:30 a.m. EST, right?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, 8:30 means hours is 7:30. Yeah, 7:30 early.
7:30. I
So
think half an hour. Huh?
if we are no 1 hour, if we are taking 2 hours class, then how about 8 o'clock? Keep it 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock will be for Umer, it will be 9 o'clock, and for Nashima, for you it will be 8:30 p.m.
No, 7:30 p.m.
7:30 p.m. Yeah.
7:30 p.m. Yeah, 7:30 p.m. So 8 o'clock is fine. 8 to 10:30, we can continue. It's
Okay.
okay.
8:30. Sorry, 7:30 to 9:30. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. 2 hour session.
Okay. So in between, probably some 10 minutes break is required.
Yeah, 10 minutes break we will take.
Yes, yes,
Yes, 10-15 minutes because long hours, right? So
yes.
so that time I'll have dinner.
Yes.
Uh, Yeah, we can take 15 minutes break or 20 minutes. You can have your dinner, then you come
Yeah,
back. Okay.
15 minutes only. That's enough. I think 15 is fine. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry,
Yeah.
Narsima, we will not stop you for dinner. You can have it.
Yes.
No, that's why I requested for dinner time, right?
No, no, no.
15
I
minutes.
understand. I understand. For us also, it's early, very early morning. So, I mean, for me,
You
7:30.
must have breakfast, right? Yeah.
I do not take breakfast for last 20 years. I don't remember when I
Oh,
took
oh, really?
breakfast.
Anyway,
Only
Vipula
when.
women, they must take.
Yeah, I will definitely go make some tea or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
So we'll
fine.
do that. Okay. 8
Saturday,
o'clock.
So
right?
we
It's a
start
Saturday
tomorrow only.
morning.
Saturday
Sorry?
morning, Sunday morning, both.
Okay,
Okay. 9 o'clock
Yes,
Eastern
you are
time,
right.
8 o'clock Central time,
that's
7:30 IST PM.
that's
Okay.
yes, that's fine.
Mm. Saturday, Sunday. This Saturday, Sunday, next Saturday, Sunday. So those are fixed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
perfect.
can you
Tomorrow
come
We
again?
evening,
can
right?
do
Saturday,
Not today.
Sunday.
this Saturday, Sunday.
So
Yeah,
tomorrow we
for you
don't have.
tomorrow evening. Yes, Narsima.
Yeah, Saturday evening, 7:30 p.m. IST.
Yes, for you. Correct.
Yes.
Tomorrow we
For you,
don't have, right?
Saturday morning.
Friday we don't have class. Or should
Okay.
we?
So
I leave it to you guys. I don't have any problem. I'm ready.
No, I think Sunday is Saturday, Sunday is fine,
Fine,
Narsima.
yes. Actually, I
Yeah,
have also
okay.
some other commitments. So
In the
Friday,
evening time, right, Umar?
yes, yes.
Okay. Tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. We'll meet. Yeah.
Yes.
Tomorrow evening
About, I
means
think you asked
oh,
one question, right, Umar?
yours Saturday. Okay. Tomorrow evening, your Saturday.
Vipula, it will be
Correct.
your Saturday morning.
okay, just wanted to confirm. Like tomorrow evening we don't have EST time, but Saturday morning at 7:30 IST you have 7:30 p.m. IST, right?
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
Perfect.
yes.
Okay, yeah. So that is 7:30 means for us 9 EST, correct?
Yes, 9 EST in the morning, Saturday. Yes, correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, before we start, right? I think you asked one question, right, one day, Umar, about these recordings are uh,
Downloadable.
not
Downloadable.
downloadable, and also we cannot, what do you call, perform scroll left and right. I think
Correct.
this question you asked, right? Yes, I'll just send you another link. Probably can just try it out. If you still have a problem, right, then we'll go with other solution. Fine.
Okay. Yes, please send us that link.
I'll
Yeah.
send it. Yeah. Fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Fine. So yeah. Now let's start with what we talked about web services transformation, no? Last
Yes.
session. Yeah. So yeah, Sagaraki, you are not there, right? You can try to play
Yeah.
the recording, madam. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just to summarize, right?
I
See,
think the
web
web
service.
services transformation you did last to last class and last class also both, right?
Yeah, I think last to last we just started, but I think we had exhaustive discussion in the last session, I think, right? Yes or no? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
With with example, Sagar. No?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
yesterday
Then
only.
that I will. Yeah, that I will like no keep it
Yeah. I'll
last.
summarize it, anyway, Sagarika,
Mm.
so that you can play the recording to understand. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Fine. What we did was, see, the first point, web services transformation will be used to perform real-time data integration. That's the first bullet point. Yeah. Now, next second is what, like how to use it. So to use it, first thing we have to have one URL, which could be available in the local or directly in the form of a web. One of these thing as input. Now, what do we expect from that URL? We expect what? Method, in the sense from third-party portal application, some method. That method we can just call it within web services to get that functionality. That's it. It's as simple as that, right? With when it comes to usage, right? So we go to URL and see what it does and get WSDL file, web services definition language file, right? And see what it offers, like methods and also signature, and what is the input, what is the output, what kind of protocol that it supports, like SOAP protocol, HT protocol, all that we have seen, right? Yes or no? So
Yes.
that part we will get it from WSDL. So then use that WSDL file as input in order to create what? Business services definition. Yes or no? So
Okay.
that is part of components. I think we have done, right? Yes or no? Once you create, now prerequisite for web services transformation is ready. Once it is ready, right? Then we can build a mapping. Yeah? As part of mapping, you'll have a source and then followed by what I call web service transformation, then followed by target. That we discussed, right? That is over.
Okay.
Apart from that, we have also talked about structured parser transformation. Structured parser transformation, right? That we use in order to convert unstructured to structured. Yes or no? Like we have used log file as input. That's what we focused primarily in the last session, right? So, which means
Okay.
we read the data from a log file and get it transferred to what we call structured form, like a flat file, table, or whatever, XML, JSON, model, all that we discussed, right? Yes or no? So, which means for that, we have seen like how to build intelligent structured model based on what? Unstructured data as an input. Yes or no? Like we have used log file as input, which is unstructured form. That has been converted to structured form like a XML, JSON, model, or relational. Using what?
Structure
Intelligent
transfer.
structure model. Yes or no? So that part also we talked about. After that, in order to process, then we have used what? Structured parser transformation, which is going to help us, one, to read the data from this unstructured file, and second, configure structured parser transformation to convert this unstructured data to structured and get it stored in any form, like a JSON form, XML form, or relational form. I think we talked about these three forms, if I remember correctly. Yes or no? Umair, Vipula?
Yes.
Yeah, Vipula,
Yeah,
you're there, right? Yes.
I'm here. Yeah.
Sagarika, I think you are not there. So probably can just play the recording. Sagarika,
Okay.
fine. So that's it. Like what we discussed, right? So now, well, you can just share your desktop, Umair. Let us see like what can be focused on today.
I will give
Yeah.
you control for 5 minutes. Narsima, you can control it. I have to do one thing.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Or
you
else
can
I'll use my
continue.
system. I'll use my system, my local system. Right?
Okay, it's fine. Like if you want to use, definitely.
Yes.
I will stop sharing.
So controlling, I think it may be a bit slow. Yeah. So yes, I'll try to use my local system. Fine. Okay. Thank you, man. So let me share my desktop. Yeah. So I hope all of you could able to see my desktop, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah. Can you see it? The agent is up and running. This is the first
Yeah.
thing we need to check. Now let's go to data integration. So in data integration, right? So we talked about some transformations, and there are some more transformations left over. Yeah. So now let us try to create new task. Yeah. So let's focus on task on today's session. I think mapping task, synchronization task, I think we discussed, right? Yes or no?
Narsimha, that mapping task and mapping is both same or not?
What is the mapping task and?
And mapping, what about under
No, no.
task? There is
Yeah, let me talk about it. Let us say,
this
so
is different,
mappings,
right?
right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
new environment. Let me try to create. See, mapping is just like what? A template. A
Okay,
mapping task is what? A runnable element.
okay.
Directly, there is no way of executing a mapping. Yeah. When
Mm-hmm.
you try to
Mm-hmm.
run, right, it is going to create a task and then run that particular task. That's what
Okay.
normally happens. Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
as such, we cannot run the mapping directly. So, one, we have to convert it by ourselves explicitly, or we can also run it directly here, but internally it's going to create a task for it, right?
Okay.
So I think I was trying to give one example, right? If you take object-oriented programming language, right, where we have got classes and objects.
Mm-hmm.
Class is similar to mapping, object is similar to what? Task. Because object is an instance of a class, which is going to help us to call a method or to call properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Similarly here, task
Mm-hmm.
is what? Instance of a mapping, which is going to help us to run. But if you want to run this mapping, right, we create a
Mm-hmm.
task and run it. Got no?
So, till now, when Umer was doing mapping and running it, he used to go to the mapping task to run the mapping.
No, no. Here there is a run option. We can run it
Yeah,
directly,
yeah.
but
So I
internally it
remember
is
he
going to
saved and
create a
run there.
task.
Okay.
Yes, Sagarika?
Mm-hmm. No, no, no. I remember he used to save and then run, right?
Exactly. When you run, right, it is going to create task by itself. We have not
Okay.
created explicitly. And
And
second
that
way is
task
what?
is stored somewhere. That task is
Sorry?
some. That task is saved in mapping task thing.
Yes, with a what I call some random name. It will be saved.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
but usually what we do, we create our own task because we call this task while building a task flow, right? Or complete business requirement, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
is why we normally don't run the mapping directly. Instead, we create
Mm-hmm.
a task for it, explicit task. To
Mm-hmm.
do that, we use what? Mapping task. Sangari.
Can you next example? Can you use? We'll do that way. Okay. So I can just.
We are going to do that. Yeah, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now it's a new environment. Let me try to create a new connection. Yeah. So yeah, it is successful, right? So that's fine. So now we can read the data from this particular location.
When you're reading data from flat file, your so connection is
Yes,
like flat
SE1,
file.
right?
When
See,
you're,
under this connection, we can see
Mhm.
n number of files here, right? Yes or no?
Mhm. Mhm.
So we are trying to use, let's say, SAQ1, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we can just verify it, see whether we could able to get the data from a flat file or not. This is fine, right? Yeah. Now let us try to configure the target also here. Yeah. So usually we create a separate connection for target. Let us do that. Yeah. Fine. And then cast it. Say okay. Yeah. Yeah. So now let's try to what you call specify the target file name. Yeah, create new at runtime. Right.
Mhm.
Let's say SQL underscore PGT test task, right? Dot txt. So we are going to test task. Yeah. So mapping underscore source underscore PGT based on explicit task. Yeah. So so far what we did was an Umair system. So yeah, see run got enabled. If you run it
Yes.
right, look at here.
Yeah.
If you run it,
Okay.
no,
Mhm.
see it got executed. See here, my jobs.
My
Let's go and
jobs.
see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now see we could able to run directly, you are saying, right? Yes.
Mhm.
From outside it is right. Internally it's going to create a task for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that
So
task
without
name is in
yeah,
left
that
side.
task no, the task name we'll see. Let it get executed. Within a
Mhm.
log, you could able to see random task name. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It is successful, right? So you can just open that. Yeah. Can you see? So this is going to be the what
Task name.
task type here? Mapping. Right now,
Mhm.
actual task name we can see within a log. Yeah. Yes. Let's open that. Yeah. See here, this is an agent, task type, mapping task, or whatever, right? Yes, sir.
Mhm.
So now look at here. By default, it is going to create the task, which is equal to what? Mapping now. It's a internally it's going to create it. Clear, right? So which is
Mhm.
what? Mapping task type. MTT means mapping task type. And every task will have ID. And that ID is what you call run ID, right? So this
Mhm.
one will be created by what? Informatica itself. We don't do it. Right now, instead of this, can we create our own explicit task? That is where we use what? Mapping task. Clear, right? Yes or no? Yeah.
Okay.
So this log is similar to Power Center session log. So I don't need to get to this here. And at the end, we can say that. Yeah. So source, how many rows? 6 rows. Target, how many rows? 6 rows. That's it. Right. This is what implicit task created by
Informatica.
Informatica.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what is the random task name when it comes to session? Right? Can you see? This is the one. Right. This is a random task name created by Informatica. We don't do it. Right now, the question: if you want to do it by ourselves, yeah. So that's where there is a mapping task. How do you do that? Go to new, select task. Can you see mapping task here? Yeah.
Mhm.
and then create it. Okay? Yeah. This is an explicit task. Mapping task, let's say test. Yeah. And specify. See, mapping here.
Okay.
So which means
So,
to create
yeah.
a mapping task, right? We have to have mapping as input, right?
Mhm.
For now we executed it. Internet's created its own task name. Now we are trying to do it explicitly, right? With
Mm,
our own task name. That's what we are trying to do, right? See, same mapping with our own task. Yes or
mm,
no? Like
yes.
in Power Center, we create session task, right? This is similar
Mm,
to that. Yeah, yeah. So click on next. Yeah. Here we can run this particular task in a scheduled manner or on demand. In mapping, we can only run what on demand. Can we create schedule for it? Answer is no. See, these are extended property or options that we have with the task, right? Now we can say explicit task. Yeah. And mailing notification also we could do. And pre and post commands also we can supply. Like in session task, whatever we have options, right? All of them will be
mm.
available here also, right?
Hey, Narshima,
That's
if we need to use any source level or target level pre and post, where does it specify that this
Down, I
is?
think. It's down there.
this is a
Pre-processing.
task level options, right? Pre and post. Yeah.
No, these are the commands. Okay, but if we have a pre-SQL, post-SQL at the say
No,
source and
that is for
target.
database. Yeah, database when you use source
Database
as a
is flat
database,
file.
right? You will have option.
Okay,
It
it
will
will
That
be
show
won't
like
flat
come
file.
here.
Yeah, source connection is flat file, so it's not coming, I think.
no, that's fine. I understand, but I was just because I'm not sure if. Okay, now are you going to? Do you have any database connection right now? I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
if you
yes.
can.
We will talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Continue,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. So which means yes, as part of source system, you'll have option like SQL override, a source qualifier we have, right? Similar to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we have got a task, right? So we have not created actually. We have just stopped right in between. Yeah. We are selecting mapping name here. Yeah. Click on next. Yeah. So here you can specify schedule if you want it and notification if you want it. I think we had tried one example here. Success. Yeah. That's I'll put here my email ID, right? And finish. Yeah. Now we have created our own task, right? Yes or no? No? What is our
Mm.
task name? This one,
Mapping test understood. Just, yeah.
underscore test. And
Mhm.
what type of task is mapping? Right? What is that mapping? This one, right? That's it. Now we can run. So why
Yeah.
we are trying to create this? Because if you want to build task flow, right, we need to have our own task to do that. Remember
Correct.
that. So
Mhm.
direct mapping, we cannot use it. That is why we always create a mapping task and get it used while building a task flow, right? Now run it. Just
Similar
for
concept to Power
sorry,
Center.
yeah, similar to Power Center. See, but for understanding, okay, we can create a map and run it directly. That is for learning perspective. But in reality, we always create what? Corresponding tasks. Sagarki got
So,
right?
yeah, I got it. But in Power Center, without a session, creating a session, can you run the mapping? No, right?
No, no, no.
Or
But here there is a provision. See,
yeah,
in
there is
local
a.
environment also, I think you would have, I don't know whether you have used Informatica Developer Client or not. Yeah.
Mhm.
In that, we can run the mapping directly.
Oh, okay, then I didn't know.
In Informatica Developer. So we use Informatica Developer for data quality actually, or BDM, Big Data Management. For both,
Mm.
we can use Informatica Developer. In that, we can run mapping directly, like what we are trying to do in iics, right? Same thing can also be done in Informatica Developer. Got right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we were taught by instructor some other, like, no, that power center 9 point something. So
In
I
Power
thought.
Center, yes, we don't have it. We have to create a session. But in Informatica Developer, yes, we can directly run the mapping. That's one thing. And second, using Informatica Developer, right, we can perform Power Center operations, plus we can also perform data quality operations. That is why Informatica Developer is a superset of Power Center. I think you'll be knowing it. That's what it does. So
Mm.
Informatica Developer is a single client which takes care of everything. Everything means what? Repository operations, designing operations, plus monitoring operations. Yeah, plus workflow. All of them would be taken care by the single interface in local environment, local application, which is Informatica Developer. But in
Mm.
Power Center, we use 4 separate clients to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mm.
But yes, Informatica Developer has got all in a sense, Power Center operations we can do. With a single client we can do. Plus, we can also perform data quality operations also, extra things. Yeah. Plus BDM also, the big data management operations also can be done. Yeah. So that's why a Power Center is almost gone. So most of the customers, I would say more than 90% of customers, they have just come out from Power Center. So some are migrated to Informatica Developer, but most of the customers, they are migrated to what? iics. You got right?
Mm.
So that's why we are trying to learn this, right? Yeah. So let us try to refresh. Yeah, it is completed, right? So we got this.
So we don't have to create workflow or something, right? Only just task is enough.
So we have task flow also here also. Apollo.
No, no. In Power Center, even if we create task, again we have to create the workflow, right?
Yeah, to run the task.
So that
Here
is
also same
actually like one or two tasks that we
task
execute.
like
Yeah, how
session
the
task or
execution
email
should be.
task. Yeah.
So that kind of thing we don't have it here, right?
No, we have it. That's what task flow. This is where we do that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
come to that. Yeah, fine. So that's it. I think now the task concept is clear, right? So task is always a runnable element. Yeah. So without task, there is no way of running any mapping. And that task could be implicit task like what we have seen in the first example, right? And explicit task is what we did now. Clear, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah. Now, so we have also given this mail, right, to notify about the status, right? Let us see whether we got a mail or not. I think we did this kind of example earlier, if I remember correctly. Umar?
Yes, yes, correct.
Yeah. So let us see that. See, we got a mail, right? Yes or no?
Mm.
And this is a task we have just given, right? Mapping task underscore test.
Yes.
It is completed successfully on this organization. From where you get this organization? So we can go to administrator.
Oh, you went to integration.
Oh,
Administration.
see, every task will be tracked by using what? Organization ID. Because when you try to register, right, we register against some organization name. And every organization name will have some unique ID to identify, which we call org ID. right? Can you see here? This is the org ID. And same thing we could able to see here. Yes or no, guys?
Mhm.
And org name also we can see here. This is org name, DTAS, whatever, this one. And start time and time, 6:49:74. So it took this much time to complete. That's okay. So there are many factors why it takes more time or less time, whatever, right? We all know that. Yeah. This is actual mapping. For this mapping, we have created this task. Yes, sir. And within this mapping, we have got source connection with a source file name, target connection with a target file name. And result of this particular mapping task is what? 6 rows that have been processed successfully with 0 errors. That's it, right? This is the summary information of this particular mapping task. I hope it is clear, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's it. Yeah, I'll just delete it. Okay, already we got it from here. So now let us switch to data integration, where let me answer people a question. Like, can we call n number of tasks in a sequence or in parallel? Answer is yes. Like in workflow, right? We can call n number of tasks, right? There could be 2 session tasks, one
No,
task,
one
third execution
question,
task, whatever. Yes, sir.
Narsimha.
Same thing can also. Yes, please.
Nishima, just one thing, but in a like real time experience, it is mandatory to create workflow, right? Even if we have single task, because that's the workflow that we'll be using for execution through
Yes. In Power
PLC.
Center, yes.
So, how
But in
about IACS in the real time, even if we have single task?
we can directly execute it. Like we created just no task, right? And we can execute it.
Mm.
But best
So that's
practice, right? See, normally to meet any business requirement, right? One task alone may not be sufficient. Yes, sir. Usually we go with what? More than one task. Then where do we club multiple tasks? That's where we create what? Task flow. Like what we create workflow, right? So which means ideally or best practice was, if you think, right, we should always create what? A task flow. Fine?
So I think Vipula question was, even if one mapping to run, you have to create a session, then you have to create a workflow, right?
That is a
So
power center.
here,
But
that
here,
is a power center.
yeah,
So he
here
was asking, even here also in one mapping task, do we need to create a task flow or not?
it's not
Is that
required. That's what I said. See,
okay?
here we have got a
But
provision. Just now we created one task, right? And we could able to execute it. We have
Run
done
it,
it,
yeah.
we got the result also. But in
Yeah.
reality, what
It's
I'm
to
saying is,
run multiple, yeah.
yeah, in
I
reality,
think
what happens
for
is,
one task,
we are,
we have to create a task flow.
yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, no, no. For multiple tasks, we need to create a task flow, I think, in
Exactly.
IICS. Yeah.
But yeah, but even if you have single task also, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always advisable to create a task flow, because we never know. Like for today's business, let's say we are using one task to meet the business requirement. So let's after a week's time or after 1 quarter, right? So there is a chance or there is a need to go with what? More than one task. So in that case, during that time, we need to create what? Task flow, and complete flow of execution would get changed. So that is why it's always advisable to create task flow when you design any project. Yeah, fine. Though you have single task, right? It's better to create a task flow. For example, go to task flow. Let's say we got linear task flow, right? Or we can also use generic task flow. Let's start with the linear task flow. So linear task flow is going to help us in order to run multiple tasks in a sequence, meaning one after another. Yeah? So which means this has been designed to run multiple tasks in a sequence. So can you see here? We can just click on add and keep on adding n number of tasks and execute them one after another, right? So that's it. That's the first task. You can see, right? Yeah. So and after that, let's see if you let us start with the one task. Yeah. So
That
and
we
then
don't have any other task, I think.
sorry. Yeah, let's go with the
No,
one. After that, we'll go
yeah.
with the multiple. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now task flow has been completed successfully. This task flow contains only one task. Yes or no? Now
Mm.
we can just run it.
If there are multiple tasks, if we need to set a dependency,
Yes, in that case, there is a one more template, right?
yeah,
Task flow.
can we just quickly create one dummy task and then with the same mapping, you can create the same task, right? Another task with the same existing mapping.
Yeah, it's very much possible. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nashima, you probably have to refresh it.
Yes, yes, yes. Then only we can see it. Yeah, you are very fast on doing that. Yeah. So now we got right result. Same result, right? So earlier what we did explicitly and implicitly it got executed, and explicitly also we have executed. Now with what task flow we have done it. Now I think this answered a question, right, Vipula?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which means it's similar to workflow where we create what session task and run it. That's what we have done now, right? So now let us say we need to call n number of tasks. In that case, click on add task. So we don't have multiple tasks because I've just registered yesterday. Then click on select. See, it's already there. We don't have any other task,
Yeah,
right?
maybe what I'm saying is, can you create another task for the same mapping with a different name and then just call it here? See.
Yes, we can make a copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, so we have this. Fine. So now we got two tasks, right? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a copy. Just now we created it. Yeah. So let us try to say name. I'll just put duplicate. Correct, no? So now we can call it where in linear task flow, right? Same task we are trying to execute multiple times, but that's not the case in reality because we don't have it, and that's why we are trying to. Yeah. So can you see here sequence, which means after successful completion of first task, then second task would get executed as per this linear task flow, right? So let us try to save it.
And both the tasks will write into the same target, right?
Yes, because same thing, right? Yeah.
Mm.
Probably you can ask question. Do we have any mutual exclusive? In the sense, do we have any locking issues over here? Yes or no? So where does locking
Locking.
comes in? When you try to perform simultaneous operations, means parallel processing, right? During that time,
But this is
if you try to use
sequential,
same
right?
resource, right? If you try to use same resource, right, then you will have what? Lock issue. But here we are trying
But
to
that is
execute one
parallel.
after another. Sorry?
Another, yeah. Yeah, because it's in the parallel case it will happen, but in sequential case it will not happen because once it's done, then another will execute, right?
Exactly. See, now it is one completed, second one is running. See, 6 rows got processed, which is the first task, right? And second task is running. Again, it does the same thing. Yeah.
Maybe you refresh again, Naresh.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
See, it is processed, right? 12 rows. First task, 6 rows. Second task, 6 rows. Put together 12 rows. So we can clearly see matrix here. Mapping task test, see, it processed what 6 rows. So target contains 6 rows. And duplicate also same thing. It is processed how many? 6 rows. That's
But
it.
why would it show the combination together?
Yes. So because yeah, that final count is what? Total rows. First task total count, second task total count put together.
No, I
Yeah.
understand, but the count you were looking at the instance ID 2, right? So instance ID 2 should, if it process only 6 record, then it should show 6 only, right?
No,
It
no,
should
no.
not show.
Instance ID means second time we executed this task flow.
No, I understand. I'm sorry. If we are running the second session, if it is running the second task, then
Mhm.
second task is exactly the using the same mapping, right? It's just a different task we created.
That is
So
correct. Yeah. See, the independent matrix will say 6 rows only. This is 6, this is 6. But result of this final task flow, right, is at 12 rows. That's correct, right?
So in target there will be 12 rows or
No, no,
6
no.
rows.
Let us say we had two separate targets. So then in this target one, you will have 6 rows. Second
Hmm.
target, you will have 6 rows. But in our case, we have overriding, right?
So
Yes, sir.
overriding. So only 6, yeah, only
That's
6
the
will
6
be.
rows only you will have it. No?
Yeah.
If you have two separate target names, no, then 6 plus 6 will see separate
Oh,
count.
okay. The 12 rows is processing 12 rows. Yeah,
Exactly. It is
I thought
processing 12
12 rows.
rows. Yeah. You got it, right, Umar?
okay, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
But where did
Total,
you click this report? Where did you click? Just on the.
actually, I clicked on task flow. Can you see here? Click on it.
Okay, you just click on this. Okay, that's fine.
Hmm.
Yes, that's the one thing. So this is similar to workflow. I think I answered this question because we asked this question, or else I would have not covered this topic today. I thought of covering later on. Yeah. Now you got right, Ripula?
Yeah, I got it. But can you
Fine.
show
This
the
is
option? Can you show the options that we have for task flow? I think I have seen six options or something parallel execution.
Parallel execution.
no
No, not
that
here.
linear.
Yeah.
Yes, you see, there are multiple templates, pre-built templates here. Linear task flow, it helps us to run multiple tasks in a sequence. Now, let us say if you want to do it based on your own choice, like what we do in Power Center, right? So we create empty workflow. Then within that, you will have session tasks, command tasks, email tasks, and so on, right? Yes or no? To do that, so we have got task flow. This is what we need to use. Yeah. So if we create it, no, then it is exactly similar to workflow, like what we do in Power Center. Yeah.
So it's control flow in the sense like if the job is successful, then send the email, successful email, something like that, right?
It depends. Some cases, failure case will send a mail, or some
Yeah,
cases,
yeah,
warning
yeah.
case will send a mail.
Mm,
Yeah, some
okay,
cases, success case. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So now let us say now in workflow, right? We use session task, right? Here we use what for to run any data integration mapping, right? Or data integration task, right? We use what data integration task. Within that, we just make a call to that. Yeah. Yeah. Select and select mapping task. Yeah. So that's it. And if you want to supply input fields, whatever, right? Rest follows. Yeah. Now we can just save this task flow custom. Custom is based on our own way, right? We can create, which means some could be executed in parallel, some could be sequential, or we can also have notification, assignment, all other things like command task, file watcher, or calling some other task flows, or build a decision conditional based execution.
Can
This I
you
think,
bring the duplicate task here again?
yeah, very
Can you
much
bring?
possible. Yeah,
No, I want to
call
see one
again.
thing. Is it very
Yeah,
similar? Should be.
yeah,
Let's
call
bring
one
it.
more
And
data integration
you
task
link
to.
it. Okay. And if you need to set a conditional, like let's say if the first session, the first task completes, then only the second one should flow, should run, right?
This is a default, Umer. In this case, after completion of this, this will be executed. But
Right. Mm-hmm.
if you make it in parallel, right? Then, or if you want conditional, let's say decision task, we use it. Can you see there's a decision, right? Decision
No, in the
step.
Power Center during the link, right? We specify, we double click on the link and specify, okay, status is equal to succeeded.
Dependency.
It will move, right?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
create this kind of dependency.
yeah. That is a different way of a configuration. Here it's a different, Umer.
I wanted to see where is that condition that I can specify that the data task 2 should not run if the data task 1 fails, right?
If the parent run child, the parent fails or parent success. That's what you're asking, right?
No, I'm asking if the task 1 fails, then the
Mm.
task 2 should not execute. Data task 1 fails, then the data
That's a
task
default.
That's why, yeah, he's telling it's default. If it fails, it will not go to the second one.
Yeah. If it fails, it will
The
not
task,
go.
yeah,
no,
the
if
task.
in case I don't want to have these dependency, let's say these two are completely irrelevant. We have to anyway run the data task 2
Then
if even
in that case, we need to go with add decision task where we can just handle it. You got right. Default is what? If it fails, it not proceed. That's a default. If you want, let us say, though it fails, still proceeds, then take care of it by using this. You got right?
okay.
Yeah. But here it has been what you call built in different way, but in workflow it is built in different way. Yeah. That's fine. In both the cases, anyway, we can take care. Yeah.
Okay.
So now let us try to run.
So each data task, one mapping will be associated or multiple.
One mapping task. It could be, yeah, it could be any task. It could be mapping task, synchronization, whatever. Yeah. So usually
Okay,
we
no.
use mapping task. Yeah.
So single mapping task for one data task, right?
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
What happened? Got stuck, huh?
Yeah, I think, but it's clear. Narasimha. I think I'm.
You got right. Yeah, fine. Yeah. So now let us see once it is created, right? So we can just run it. Yeah, this one, right, is running. These are custom task flow, right? So previous one, like what we discussed, that's a pre-built template. So that template is going to help us to run task in a sequence. Yeah. But here you have full control. If you want to run a sequence, we can do it. If you want to run a parallel, we can do it. If you want to run with a condition, we can do it. Like what we do in workflow manager, right? Same thing here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you
So
created data task, so did you select the mapping or the task? Mapping task.
Mapping
map
task.
task
Mapping task.
only. We cannot select direct mapping. I think that's what I said. So if you want to build our own flows to meet the requirement, right, it's mandatory that we need to get explicit tasks. Just for learning or understanding, right, we can create a mapping and run it directly. That is for only learning purpose. But in reality, we don't do that, right? So we always create corresponding mapping task and get it called from top level task flow. That's what usually happens in reality. Vipula?
Okay.
Yeah. So it is trying to run. See here, if you click on this, you will see two subtasks. Task one is 6 rows. Task two is what? 6 rows. We can clearly see, right? Now, anyway, corresponding target, you will have a data. That anyway, it's clear, right? That we all know that. Yes or no?
Hmm.
Yes.
So this is a 9 to 1. You can see timestamp, right? Just now only it got completed. So, and anyway, it's overriding. So we cannot see other target data. You know? So that's it, guys, about task plus thing. So, okay then. So we'll meet tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. IST, right?
Sure. Thank you. Ashwin.
Okay.
And Darshima, just one thing. Um, in Power Center, we have uh, push down optimization, everything, right? Do we have that logic in IACS?
Yes, yes. See, normal PDO, right? We use it for performance optimization, right? Yes or no? Yeah.
Yes.
But here also we have it. When you try to what create a task, right? In the bottom, let me try to work task. Oh, you cannot see my system.
Yeah. So it stopped actually.
Yes, yes. Yeah, this is a task, right? If you get in here, right, in the bottom, you will see those options. Yeah. So advanced session properties, right? Click on add. Here, you'll have performance tunables. Yeah. So this is where we configure those push down out, whatever optimal settings that you want it, right? All of them will be done here. Vipula?
Okay, setting.
So push down automation, source, target, custom, all that we can see it here. Yeah.
There is a like
Partitioning also there we have in Power Center, right? So I think that also should be here, no? Partitioning.
Yeah, number of partitions we specify here. Yeah. This ELT. Yeah, partitions we have, right? Here also we have it. Like in source, no? I think you would have seen that when you created a mapping, right? Yeah. So here you specify an organization type, like push down, right? You specify here.
mhm,
You will get it. And next thing is what your question is on mapping, which is
partitioning.
yes. Okay. These are all tasks. So here we can specify, yeah, when you click source, you'll have partitioning options here. Yeah, but for file it is not applicable. For database, you'll have number of partitions, all that. Yeah, depending upon what source that you specify, right? You will have it. So there'll be a advanced option here to configure it.
Okay.
But in commercial edition, you'll have all like round robin or hash partitioning, model based partitioning, or DB2 partitioning. We can also specify those partitioning types as well. Got right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in mapping level, source itself, you'll have number of partitions you can specify here. Yeah. For database. For files, it's not applicable because we are connecting sequence, right? Wherever you can run in parallel, right? You will see that partitioning option. Yeah. Clear, Vipra?
Yeah, yeah.
But
So just wanted to ask one more thing.
okay.
So this tool, obviously, it's a tool, right? Like that we process the. What is the maximum? So I'm trying to understand, like, in what cases that this goes downtime? Like, if the for how much set of data, how much set of data it can process?
No limit. See, if
Okay.
you want, let us say 1 million, then 2 resources. 10 millions, then 10 resources, whatever. If you add more resources, right, then you can process. There's no
Do you
limit.
mean the
But
integration service that you are saying?
like
Resources
When
if
you
you
means,
have
say resources.
agent, right? Agent.
oh no,
Secure agent we
runtime
have, right?
secure agent, yeah,
Exactly.
run
So there we specify number of resources, which means let's say one is a 16 GB RAM system or some other like 32 CPU box or whatever, right? That
Mm-hmm.
we need to specify. In that way, we can process any number of rows. But one catch here is, probably I'll talk about one day, we need to have a license, like how many rows per day we can run. So, and how many CPUs, all that, right? So if you have full license, right, you can process with no limit. If it is a limited license, right, then we cannot process like whatever you want, right? Clear, right, Vipula?
Mm. But Nashima, in your that ISCS, so many options are there. I have only four options coming.
Which option?
So
Oh,
can you go
services.
to that? Yeah, services like only administrator and data integration and no, sorry, I don't know, four something
Looks like
coming.
you would have
But
installed. Looks like you have installed wrong edition. So we need to select
um,
app integration. I think Vipula knows this, and where or we'll see like how to install other version. Sagarika. But
okay,
anyway,
but
other
for
things are
the
not required.
timing, my work is in data integration, so I think it is fine, right?
Yeah, for data integration is not required. Whatever you have, right, that's more than enough. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But here you will
Okay,
have limit with respect to license. Vipula, you will see here. So like how
okay.
many that we can process, all that, right? And license. This is with respect to features. This is with respect to what number of rows per day or per hour, or sorry, per day we can run. If it is unlimited, right, then there is no limit at all. Yeah, so we can run a number of rows. Fine, right? Okay then.
Okay.
So
Bye
we'll
bye.
stop here. So we'll continue tomorrow. Right?
Thank you.
Thanks to all.
Thank you.
Thanks.